Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Out of the Park Baseball 22 series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we're jumping into the off-season here before the 2026 season, and we're starting off with some pretty huge news. So Major League Baseball has decided or has announced their intention to expand by 2 teams for the 2026 season. The final decision on cities is expected shortly, with an expansion draft to follow. Now, this is not only huge news because obviously Major League Baseball will be getting 2 additional teams, one to the National League and one to the American League, I would assume. But that means that we're going to have to go ahead and protect some guys on our roster so they can't get picked in the expansion draft, which I guess we'll find out shortly what the teams are, as they have not been announced yet. But until that time, we have to go ahead and go over our salary arbitration. So here we have all of the guys who are who we need to bring back. So there are a couple of guys here who do have some pay increases here, as well as Scott Alexander, who we'll have decided if we're going to bring back. So Nick Nelson was a huge pay increase to $9 million. I also want to see, we are pretty much right on with money we have left to spend. Javi Guerrero's rating has dropped even more to 40, so I think it's also going to be time to withdraw from that and just, he's not going to be back this year, which kind of sucks, but it's also the reality. We just can't afford to pay guys that aren't going to perform. And Alejandro Kirk is also someone who we're going to have to move, as Rortvedt continues to improve. He's up to an 80 rating here. Brian Reynolds, we're definitely not bringing him back, so that should help curb some of our finances here. I'm interested to see what our money situation is now. It hasn't improved at all. Alejandro Kirk, though, is someone who we are going to be moving, so I'm going to go ahead and shop him around and let you guys know what kind of return we're able to get for him. Alright, so as you can see here from all the offers that we've gotten, there's a ton of interest in Alejandro Kirk, and that's well deserved. Catcher that can hit as well as he can, is not that easy to come by. So we're gonna have a lion's share of options here, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you know what options I think are the best for our team. So after looking at all of the teams that are interested in Kirk, I think the team that I'm going to look to work with here is the Brewers. They're offering a Braden Webb. Now, a lot of teams are offering up a lot of pitching. A lot of them are guys like Huscardo was one that you probably saw when I just showed the last screen. The Braves were offering a very good pitcher who, is a guy who definitely can be a solid starter. But he's had about 4 years of team control. Braden Webb only has 1 year of Major League service. He's a guy who actually reminds me of a lot of Ryan Nelson's ratings. 3 very good, plus pitches, good stuff. Maybe questionable control for a starter, but Ryan Nelson, we were able to turn him into someone who's one of the best starting pitchers in the league. And I think we could do something very similar with Braden Webb. So we're going to go ahead and try to acquire him. Now, I'm also going to attempt to pry some other players off this Brewers team. Elijah Trest is also one that could be possible. We'll see if they would want to try to part with him. I don't know where he just went. But Feliciano is also a guy they're willing to part with, although he's, of course, a guy who wouldn't really help us too much. See Trest, they're not interested in doing him. Could we even make it work? Possibly, but it would take quite a bit, so we're not going to do that. I'm interested, in finding, some, controllable pitching that we could add to our depth, because I anticipate that our depth might be destroyed a little bit here by this draft that's about to occur. Victor Gonzalez is a guy who I definitely have some interest in, so we're going to go ahead and add him. Looks like they'll think about it. What can we do to make it work? We can pretty much add anything. This Barrera guy, interested in. I don't want to just give anyone away. Like this catcher, he's decent catcher ability. I don't want to part with a guy like that necessarily. This Calhoun guy, he has potential as well. Even as a stud reliever possibly. Kind of trying to look for guys who, they're probably pretty much done. Like even the Salinas guy could have some value. Trying to get the absolute best thing available. This Burrows guy, this is what we're gonna do. He's 25. He's only a AA. No, really chance for him, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and add him to the deal, and we can get Victor Gonzalez, who's a pretty good player. We have literally zero money available, so it's gonna be tough to try to get some budget space here to work with. But this is part of it. This is part of being in Pittsburgh. We've got no money to work with, so we'll go ahead and put Webb on the 40-man. Where is he at? Yep, put him on the active roster. Then back to salary arbitration here. Actually sort by salaries to see who we can get off this team to save money. Cole Tucker. Honestly, that's one move we're gonna make. We're just gonna DFA Cole Tucker. I mean, he's been terrible. He was terrible last year. He was serviceable the year before, but I mean, he's a utility guy, but he's just not very good. The place we're gonna remove him. Let's see what we have here. What else? Nick Nelson, we're obviously not going to part ways with him. Elio Ramos. We could possibly look to maybe move on from him with his pay increase. Adaman also is due for, $2 million. And with Rocco Gonzalez, I think we might be able to part ways with him. Maybe we could do that. Start Gonzalez at second base and then get maybe someone, flip Adaman for a shortstop. I think that might be the move here. So I'm going to shop around, just see what's available, and, see what we can possibly get. And shopping Adaman, I mean, I'm kind of a little blown away by the offers here. I mean, we're getting lots of good players offered up, lots of good, guys that we could use as pitching depth. This Victor Vodnik guy's offered up here. If we could get a guy like this, oh man, this Stanford guy is pretty nuts. I won't be able to get him away from the Braves, but maybe we could pry like a Tucker Davidson. Not really. There's a lot of interest here though, but I think there's also this Anton Kelly guy who's available, who is a lefty. That's kind of a game changer. He can be, he started for them. He's been starting for them. I think this is actually the guy we're gonna go after here, and then see if we can, who else we can get them to throw in this deal. I'm sure they have some pitching that we could pry away. Hitting. They maybe they could use a bat or something like that. Of course, the Indians are the defending World Series champions. This would help us save a bit of money here, and I honestly think we have to. It helps you get a little bit of money alleviated. We're able to maybe pick up guys that can help us in the bullpen. Looks like they might be interested in just letting us steal this guy away as well. Okay, maybe not actually. But Kelly, getting him for Adaman when he doesn't really have a spot on our team anyway. I don't know. We can do that in a heartbeat. We can do that. And salaries here. See what else. See who else we could maybe part ways with. Alvarez, we'll just flat out release him. He's nothing at this point. And then Guerra, we of course also got rid of him. I think this is what we're gonna roll with for now. We also talked about moving Ramos, which would we have the outfield to cover that. We do have Siani, who we could get up there in right field, who I think could do very similar production for that $4 million. So actually, we'll shop Ramos here, and we'll see what's available for him. So looking around the league for Ramos, it doesn't really look like there's much we can do, or at least much we can do getting play that we could use. We could trade him to shuffle around, infield, unnecessarily, but there really isn't anyone that we can acquire. I keep looking at this Newton guy because he really is like, I like this guy's ratings a ton. He could be. He didn't even hit in AAA this year, although he did last year, which is a very confusing play right there a little bit. But yeah, there's just no deal that I think. We could get like a stud reliever, but I'm not, particularly interested in that. What we need, if we'd ship Ramos out to save money, I'd prefer getting, some production that we could actually use. We'd still be in the same exact spot we are if we dealt him for like an infielder like Newton, then we wouldn't really have anything to move him for. So then we just have too many guys that we could use. So for now, I think I'm just gonna have to hold on to Ramos, and we'll kind of assess later. It's gonna be tough. It looks like we just might be in the same situation we've been in with Almeas having to play some shortstop for us, or if not, we continue with the Brian Hayes shortstop experiment. But it's really not looking too good for our future situation. We're just so pushed up to the max on money that we probably won't be able to do anything, which really sucks. Regarding the MLB expansion, the teams here have been announced, and it's actually kind of my own doing. So the teams that Major League Baseball was going to expand with were based out of Jacksonville and Columbus. Now, as much as I do like the realistic progression of OOTP, with the ability to expand the league, rule changes and stuff like that, a living league, that changes. The expansion teams can be a little interesting. I don't think it's really realistic for Jacksonville or Columbus to be, the sites of MLB expansion, particularly because, of course, Columbus, is in Ohio, which already has 2 MLB teams in the state, and also Jacksonville, which, I don't think that would be a very popular market for MLB. Of course, with the Tampa Bay Rays are, the second Florida team, they already have trouble of their own, getting attendance. So I thought it would be pretty unrealistic. So I actually went ahead and edited the teams I was adding, and I changed it to the Montreal Expos and the Charlotte Waves. Of course, you can say whatever you want about and speculate where the MLB might expand next. Which there are a plethora of destinations. Somewhere the North Carolina region is one. Montreal is a popular one because of course the Expos were an MLB team before the franchise relocated to Washington. Of course, you have Portland. Las Vegas is another one. There are a few that are pretty realistic options. So I just went with 2 that I thought of: Expos and Waves. Just 2 that I thought of off the top of my head. Nothing too much to read into. I just kind of thought of it, but now with that, we'll have to go ahead and submit our protection list. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I pretty much went with all the default rules that you could select. So we'll have 25 guys that we can go ahead and protect, and we'll first move it all to all players, so we don't miss anyone. That would be bad. And so we'll go ahead and protect guys. It's pretty much just a lot of the top guys that we have. I'm honestly might just ask the AI to do it and see. I don't know why it wants to protect some of those guys. I want to protect. Definitely don't want to protect some of those guys. Definitely want to be protecting Cedarland, Kobos. I'm not going to protect Brian Reynolds. He's not even going to be on the team. So, where is he? This is annoying. I kind of wish I didn't do automatically. Hartley, sure. And Victor Gonzalez probably should. Ooh, Lawson, don't want to lose him. So we'll actually go ahead and do him. I'm not quite sure what the rule is. Less than X pro service years. Yeah, okay, so it does, I guess it does, yeah, includes any players with less than 3 service years. So we do have to protect some minor league guys. To be honest, I think this might be it. We probably will lose some of our relievers. But I do think I do want to protect some of those prospects, of course. Maybe not, Escato, but I definitely want to be protecting T.J. White, who's a good outfield prospect. Christopher Cruz, definitely want to be protecting him. He probably will see major league action this year, hopefully. And Ethan Wood is also a pitcher that I quite like a bit in our organization. Kind of also go potential-wise, make sure we're not missing anyone. Mears, he's probably we're just gonna have to risk it with a guy like him. Yeah, because Ethan Wood, we're gonna unprotect him because I don't think someone will take someone with a 35. Actually, I think I will bump this up just one because the active roster is 26 players. So I will make that change very quickly. Because I do think it should be raised one to conform with the size of the new active roster, which I think is why it was probably 25 before. So we will do that, and then we will protect Escato, and that will be our protection list. We will submit it, and hopefully, none of our guys get taken. I'm sure they will let us know. So, with that in mind, I'm going to sim and then let you guys kind of know what is next up in the offseason, which will probably be the awards and also letting you know what players got taken. Alright, so here you can see our salary arbitration figures, and Nick Nelson is going to make 11 and a quarter, which is huge. I think we're just going to have to be over budget this year. We can, move Ramos. Rortvedt, I don't really want to move. I honestly might take a time later in the offseason to go over the finances and stuff like that, and kind of go over who we want to keep and such. But first, let's go ahead and get into the awards. We'll start with MVP just because this is how it's appearing on my screen at the moment. I fixed it. I realized that awards wasn't clipped in the news section thing, so I don't have to go to the other screen. And actually, no, we'll go Great Glove. I didn't see it was available anyway, so we'll go ahead and sort by Gold Glove. Here are your AL Gold Glove winners: Jeremy Pena. He's a young, kind of a veteran middle infielder, I guess now. This one, so there's your AL. Here is your National League. No, this is a guy who definitely shouldn't be playing first base. He is very good defensive first baseman. I assume he'll probably win a lot more gold gloves at first base. Darwinzon Hernandez wins AL Reliever of the Year. And then here is your National League Reliever of the Year. No Pirates in here. Silver Slugger Award winners. I'm not sure who this guy is. Maybe he was... I guess he was an international guy. So he takes it home from Boston. And then you have Joe Adell here also with the Angels. He wins one. Mike Trout wins one. Jeter Downs, Vladdy Jr., lots of common names there. Rortvedt takes home a Silver Slugger there, so very good to see there from him, his first. So that's very cool to see. Here are your other National League winners. Pretty much everyone here is an established major leaguer in real life. Gunnar Henderson, Rookie of the Year. He takes it over Hudson Head, who finished second in the voting. Gunnar Henderson, Hudson Head was definitely better than him, but he got a lot more time. So I'm perfectly fine with Gunnar Henderson taking home this award. And Logan Wyatt also got some votes, so that's pretty cool to see as well. 2 guys in the running there. Almost missed AL, which is just Lee, the international guy that the Red Sox signed. Dave Roberts, another manager of the year, and what is this? This is Cy Young, and goes to Jamie Barria of the LA Angels. He had a pretty good season, being used as a starter now, even though he was listed as a reliever here. Pretty good season from him. Only started 28 games, but still was able to take it home. That's pretty interesting. AJ Puck also got some consideration. He was pretty good as well. And Griffin Canning, wow, 2 Angels candidates there for Cy Young. Pretty surprising. He definitely should have won it, but he was hurt, unfortunately. So I know he didn't get the consideration he maybe should have. So yeah, Barria wins. Wow, the Angels have pretty good pitching there. Looks like a couple of guys in there that they have. Jack Flaherty wins it for National League, and that is his first. Well deserved from him. He was very good. Loizaga was also very good. So was Lodolo, but went to Flaherty. Nick Nelson and Ryan Nelson also getting some votes in there. That's expected. Actually surprised Ryan Nelson wasn't higher on the list. MVP, Vladdy Jr. takes it home for the American League, and that is his second in a row. He has been really mashing. He's coming to his own as a hitter. He is a great hitter in the league right now. And here are all the other guys. You can see Adley Rutschman's in there. Good to see that he developed. Romano Acuna Jr. Unsurprisingly takes the MVP for him. He won in 2023, so no back-to-back for him. Tommy Edman finishes second, and Machado, who's of course in LA now, finishes third. So yep, those are your awards, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the free agent filings to see who is available in free agency. Here are your international free agents. We'll take a look, even though we probably won't have any money to sign one, unfortunately. Not too good. A half interesting pitcher who was decently rated up there. Ooh, there's a good reliever. Another good reliever. Catcher who is so here. Oh wow, this guy's actually a fairly interesting player here. Very good against lefties. Can play some other positions. I'm gonna go ahead and actually give an offer to this guy. He's only looking for a minor league contract, so that's what I'm gonna offer him. This guy, I think, he's not rated the highest, but his OSA thinks he is, can develop that contact a little bit too. He's a decent catcher. I definitely like what I'm seeing with this guy. He could definitely be a major league player for us. You could use him as maybe a little utility guy, a little outfield, a little first base maybe. I do like his ratings. Now here, this reliever, he's looking pretty good, although we probably won't have any money to bring him in. Same thing with this guy, a reliever who looks pretty solid. He is probably not as good as the other guy. Our head scout doesn't have high accuracy on these guys for whatever reason. I think it might have something to do with our budget, possibly. I'm not sure. We, of course, are pretty low on cash. See accounting, see our budget. Yeah, we're in a little bit of financial trouble a little bit, so we might honestly have to make a move to free up some money. Maybe Rortvedt, maybe Ramos. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that, and I think I'm gonna save all of that kind of stuff for once we get into a little bit later in the offseason, once we get past the expansion draft and kind of are able to see how our team is financially. Yeah, so we can actually afford a bit. We could afford to bring in this reliever here. We could afford him, but I think we're gonna take a look at some of the free agents to kind of preview what we're gonna be looking at later in free agency. Probably would be in the market for a shortstop again. Kim is available here, although he's not. The problem with that is he's just not a shortstop. How has he been at shortstop? He's only played a few games, and he has been very good, so I'm not particularly and instead bring him in defensively. Gomez is a good defensive second baseman, but doesn't have the range to play a shortstop. Freddie Galvis also, his range has deteriorated a bit, so he's not really, the top shortstop he once was. Shortstops are, very hard to come by in real life. And in this game, is a very important defensive position. You pretty much take any offensive output you can get with, kind of defensive skills needed to play. But, there's just nothing available that we could really use. So Almaeus honestly might be our starting shortstop for this upcoming season. Our hands just kind of might be tied, or even Brian Hayes, might have to, give that another second look, based on what we need. But for agency wise, there's a good few players here up at the top. Guys not in our price range, but maybe we'll go after these relievers. We'll see how our roster ends up being after the expansion draft, and then we'll go ahead and make our financial decisions off of who's left on the team. So just quickly picking through the rosters of the expansion draft, Almaeus was actually taken by the Charlotte Waves, so we're not going to have him available to us unless we, of course, tried to trade for him, which honestly might not be off the table, especially with our current shortstop situation. We have a lot of guys here who we could offer up who I'd be fine with. That outfielder is fine. So we're going to trade for him back just because, I went over who is available free agency, but there are just no shortstops available. So Almaeus, we're bringing him in for his defensive prowess, at least for now, and we'll see. How that's able to shake out. So he got picked. I don't see anyone else that we lost, at least on the Waves roster. No one on the Waves roster that got taken from our team. And now we're also going to go ahead and look at the other expansion team, the Expos, which I don't see. Here they are. Looks like the Expos actually got a good amount of good relievers. Sammy Ciani, we lost him. Kind of expected. We just didn't have enough space to protect him. We also lost Cameron Moldavsky. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But again, a guy who's very good, who we just didn't have space to protect. And I think that might be it for us. At least I think that's it. A few, decently sized pieces that we lost, but they were depth, and we didn't protect them for that reason. It does suck to lose them, but you can't really do much about that. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. So we'll have a 2-part off season, which is pretty much warranted because as I kind of prefaced with, this is going to be a busy off season, so we're going to have a lot to do in the rest of the off season. I want to kind of see what I can do with the financials here. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode.